Okay, 30th of March 2019, and we successfully completed and received our approval for the 129F Fiancé visa. Yay! Okay, now I'm going to go through this process real quick with you. Maybe I can be some help. The one thing I'll definitely say is don't forget your 1145G. That's the 1145G, Notice of Acceptance and Application Petition. This is a very short form, and this will give you electronic notification, and it'll reduce the time of you being aware of any little bumps in the road. And I'm going to call them bumps in the road because it's pretty often that if you decide to do this on your own, you might just run into a couple things. It's not a big deal. Just be patient, and if you have faith, now is the time to really lean on that faith and grow as a couple. And I'm telling you, you will grow as a couple. This is a good time to really look at each other and see how things are between each other and really evaluate. Now, if you thought you knew each other when you were just meeting each other here and there, you're going to know when these papers are being processed, because the stress and anxiety seems to kick up a notch. As we are not lawyers, so we don't really know exactly, we didn't exactly know if we did everything perfect. But follow the instructions and start by reading the instructions. Read them over and over and over again. It's just like any kind of test that you do, but more importantly, you still have the cheat sheet. So you're going to conduct this pretty much test. It's going to be a knowledge-based thing where, hey, did I fill out everything right? And what you have is your instructions to find out whether you did that. So just keep going back to the instructions, looking at your paperwork, going back to the instructions. You know, send the information back and forth to your fiancé to make sure everything's correct. And then as you're saving your documents, save them with the date included so you know what your updated documents are. And this is the I-129F. When you download that, make sure you have the updated form, and make sure not too much time elapses between the time you start to fill out your form. Now, there used to be a separate form that was the bio. I do believe because it is included in here, you don't have to do it. Now, we sent it anyways because there was no indication at this point when we were filling it out if the transition was legitimate or if it was permanent. And now I didn't get an REF for it, but when I did send out my information for my REF, I made sure I sent it with it because I thought, wow, even if they didn't say it, what if we get another RFE? I'm sorry, RFE. So my initial RFE was because I took pictures of my visa and my birth certificate. Actually, I didn't take pictures of it. I did a scan, and then I sent glossy photos of it, just like you would for your photos for your, the time you spent over with your fiancé. I may have even packaged them with the photos and, try to look through a dozen or more pictures. I guess maybe they weren't going to do it, or maybe I just placed them in the wrong place. But to try to mitigate that and organize it, for me, I end up getting the manila folders that open from the top with the flaps that close on the top. And I got about 6 of those, and I put it in an even bigger folder. Okay, so not the ones that just open up like a regular trapper or whatever, because I just feel like stuff can fall out of that. It's the kind of stuff you can close up from the top and then close shut firmly tight with the little metal pin thing that looks like a little tab pin, a little aluminum tab pin. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this real quick. There's the locations where you can send it. Like I said, make sure you read your instructions, and they're encouraging you to send out the G1145 so they can give you electronic notice, so you're not trying to contact them. Even if you did, I think it's only automated service now. They totally changed it and took away all the other services, so that's strictly automated. So here's a quick little checklist for you. Like I said, go through the 129F instructions several times, and any instructions that is on the 129F, also go through that several times. And the more you read it, the more you're going to get real familiar with it. So here is the filing fee for the 129F. It's $535. And once you send it out, you will receive an email and you definitely will receive a piece of mail. Now, both in the mail and the piece of mail is going to let you know your WAC number, and I think that's your ROA1, if that's what they're referring it to. And so once you receive that, you can now check your status online. Now, this isn't necessary at all if you had registered for an email, electronic notification through probably your cell phone and your email. But if you didn't, like I didn't, you're going to be using this a lot. You're going to be typing in your WAC number. That number you will keep throughout the entire duration of your interactions with the USCIS services. So that's what you're going to use for this here. Now, like I said, if you have an email and you know you received an email, you don't really have to worry about this anymore, but still keep all your paperwork on hand and file it away. So once you check here, they have a nice little link here for inquiry. You click on this, you click the visit page, and it's going to take you to a processing times site. Just click your 129F and make sure you write 129F on all your forms, because there is a 129, and that is nothing to do with the fiancé visa. So you click on your service center, which was California for me, and you click get processing times, and you're going to see what the processing times are. Now, for me, it was 5.5 months to 7.5 months, and if you remember seeing any Yuri's and Bruce's videos, I think theirs was only 1 to 3 months, so lucky them. But you're going to be waiting, and like I said, you're really going to find out what your relationship's about, because this is the big step where you're just not seeing each other, you're just not visiting. You're going to see how both of you do under stress. So God willing, if you really have a faith and you really want to build on a faith, now's the time to do it. You can take this time to try to learn how to pray with your fiancé and get strength from Scripture and really develop your relationship in a real great way that can have a lasting effect and really prepare you for living together, which is going to be a totally different thing.